Hello everyone, this is Builder Shed here, and today I'm going to make a follow-up video to the previous video I made, which was my review over Ubuntu 22.04, the latest LTS version, and what I like to call the biggest LTS version that we've had in years for Ubuntu, or I say the biggest version of Ubuntu we've had, biggest update we've had in years. But yeah. But like I said, today's video is going to be about basically things I do post installation of Ubuntu, and things I'd recommend doing as well. Some of these things will be tidying up Ubuntu, making it look a bit better, making things integrate better, get things working a bit better, and just as well as other stuff. So yeah. First thing I want to start off with is updating the system and looking for drivers. So right here has already gave me a prompt. Basically, update software has been issued since Ubuntu 22.04 was released. You want to install it now. We're going to hold off on that a little because we're going to check for drivers, and which there are no drivers right now. But if you have like an NVIDIA graphics card, you are going to have something is going to more likely pop up there. But yeah. So right here you have the software updater, and here's basically all the updates going to install. Keep in mind all of it's sugar coated, but let's click install now. And I'll be back when this update is all done. So yeah, I'll be back in a sec. And now it's saying that it needs to restart to finish installing updates. I could restart later, but better safe than sorry. I'm going to click restart now, and now it's going to reboot. So I'll see you in a few seconds. So I am back now, and so now our next step is to install the Synaptic Package Manager. And what Synaptic is going to do, Synaptic is a front end for apt, and apt is basically, it's the command line package manager that allows you to install application stuff from the command line. It's what a lot of people use, but Synaptic is something I overall recommend. It makes things easier for one. If you just don't want to use Terminal, then well, Synaptic's your other option. Plus Ubuntu software doesn't show everything. Okay, if you want to go through the repository, if you want to, like, this is like specifically for installing apps, but if you want to install specific like packages for your system, like things to add on to it, like what we're going to install after Synaptic, then you're going to want Synaptic on here. So yeah, so let's wait on this to load up, and so yeah, let's search for Synaptic in here. Here it shows right here. Now it's basically download it. That did not work. And now it's installing. It's not going to tell me specifics though for some reason, and that's why I do not like. Golly. But yeah. Yeah, I'll be right back when this itself is done. Well, that was quick. Should have been quick in the first place. So let's load this up and go into step 3. As you can see right here, it gives us a quick introduction. Let me just deal with this first of all. Yep. So it says the software on your system is organized in so-called packages. The package manager enables you to install, to upgrade, or to remove software packages. You should reload the package information regularly. Otherwise, you can miss important security upgrades. Basically, it's telling you reload the package manager. Or otherwise, you're leaving your computer invulnerable. You're leaving your computer vulnerable. And yeah. Also, it says no changes not applied instantly. At first, you have to mark all changes and then apply them. So yeah, let's click close. And it already gives us like you can search through categories, cross-platform, amateur radio if you're into that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you the description of packages as well. Got documentation stuff and stuff for the Gnome desktop environment. If I go down here, I'm bound to find something. I even got fonts right here. I installed the whole collection. Let's go back to all and let's search for build essential. Dang it, we're here to search for build essential. The thing is, when you're trying to install packages through a package manager, you want to avoid capitalization and spaces. Wherever you expect a space, you put a dash. And it doesn't show, and you resort to Route 2, which is forgetting the space entirely and just merging the words together like it's German. So yeah, let's click apply and let me explain this. Right here it says, if you do not plan to build Debian packages, you do not need this package, blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something here. There are going to be times where you're going to need this no matter what. For example, if you're trying to install, if you're running Ubuntu on a virtual machine, if you want to install VirtualBox Guest Edition, you are going to need Build Essential regardless. If you're going to build a basic application from source, no matter what, you're going to need Build Essential. You're going to need this at one point or another. Some applications going to beg for it. Better to get it. So right here's all that's going to be installed. Let's click apply. So right now it's downloading the packages and it's giving us the same exact menu as it gave us for the the updates, software updater here. So yeah, now it's installing it. This should not take long at all. It's literally just, I wouldn't expect Build Essential to be that big of a file at all anyway, so yeah. Let me just mark this out on my list. So yeah, I'll be back when this is done doing its thing. Now it's done installing it. Now we can click close. Now what's fourth on our list is installing Wine, specifically Wine Staging, as well as Wine Tricks. Let me explain Wine Staging for a second. Wine Staging, the reason why you want Wine Staging instead of Wine Stable is because Wine Staging contains the newer fixes, which allows more apps to be ran. Wine itself allows many Windows applications to be ran under Linux. Doesn't mean you can run Photoshop exactly on here. You're going to need some tweaks for that. It does mean you can run a lot of games on Linux from that point onwards, even though you got Proton, which from Steam, which allows you to run mini games, and it just overall makes your experience a lot better. So yeah, let's hop into Firefox, and it's going to take a little bit to load up because they thought they need packages. This says a snap. So yeah, what we want to search for is Ubuntu Wine. So right here, it's going to send us to the Ubuntu wiki, and of course, it's going to. This is what where it's going to tell you to start timing terminal commands. Okay, we're going to bring up our fella. So here's the thing. I recommend looking at the command here, memorizing it, and typing it all out. But I know a lot of people are just going to copy paste that, which is just fine. It is something I also recommend too, especially if you're just brainless to the command line. So do that. I'm going to type in my password. And then it's going to want you to get the repository key. Let's just copy paste that. That's a URL. And by the way, to paste stuff in a terminal, Control Shift V. And then, of course, you want to paste this in here too. So, there you go. So now that part's good. Now it wants you to add the repository, which run 22.04, obviously. So we just threw that in there and just, yeah, just yeet that in there. And now what we want to do is sudo apt update. And of course it says one package being updated. So now it's going to tell us to type in the command down here. And if I'm to be correct here, we can probably type in, get a command going in Synaptic. So let's get that going. Let's look for Wine HQ staging. Of course, yeah, I'm just going to do it from the command line, because I'm not the master of Synaptic, okay? Install dash recommends wine HQ dash staging, and then we want to get wine tricks on here too, because that's going to help us out with dealing with wine too. I'm getting necessities on here. So right now it's going, I want to get 308 megabytes of the stuff. Just type in Y and press enter. So yeah, I'm just going to let this sit, and I'll be right back when this is done. So now wine and wine tricks have been done installing. So now what we need to type in is wine CFG. What this is going to do, it's going to set up wine. So right here it's going to say that I can't find wine mono. Just let's download it. And what it's going to do, it's going to download. Wine mono is basically wine's equivalent to .NET. In specific, .NET as in that, but yeah. And so yeah, it shouldn't be taking long for this. Taking you already half a minute. Errors. So now it popped open this. And now, well, it's set up. What you want to set this to is Windows 10 for that, for default. Just want to set that up. So yeah, I think we're quite good right there. Just pop in Y and CFG again. Nope. Desktop integration. Go the Windows here and go light. So yeah. Then you got wine tricks, which for this one we can actually pop open with this. You're using a 64-bit wine prefix. Do I care? No. And of course you can select stuff in there. So yeah. Now let's pop this back open, because we're going to install some more stuff. We're now into the other part of this, which is now going to be more of the cosmetic side of things, but things just to generally fix this up a little. So first, Gnome tweaks. This should be right here. And then Gnome extensions. Should be loading up. Don't know why you're taking forever. And what you want to get is extension manager. Oh, jeez, why didn't you just? You want to get extension manager, not Gnome extensions. This just does the job just as well. In fact, it does it better because you can actually search for new extensions in this instead of having installed a separate utility for it. But yeah, while that's doing its thing, what we're going to do, well, I'll mark that off my list, is tweak the dock, well, the clock and buttons. No, and that does not consist of going in there. It consists of going into tweaks right here, and so we could show the weekday as well as the seconds right there. So yeah, that's how I usually prefer to have my clock. And hold on, forgot some in tweaks. And for window title bars, I want to throw these on this side of the thing because that's where I kind of prefer them. So now we should have extension manager installed, and now we can close you. So yeah. Whoops. Hopefully there should be something in here for related to clock. Yeah, we need to set that to AM PM. Yeah. So now that should not be a problem anymore. So yep. So now we're going to install some extensions here, and what this is going to do, it's to basically improve the Ubuntu desktop or GNOME itself. So first one is -Cosmic, aka we're going to replace the Ubuntu dock with yeah, Ubuntu dock itself is a fork of -Dock, and -Cosmic is a fork of -Dock. -Cosmic is designed to work on GNOME 42, which normal -Dock doesn't work on, but -Cosmic and -Cosmic, as the name tells you, it's supposed to work. It's designed for Pop OS Cosmic, but it actually works pretty fine on normal GNOME too. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to disable the Ubuntu dock. So now it just looks like normal GNOME right here. And just why not? Let's grab it. I don't see a problem with grabbing that, but yeah. Dash to dock. And the thing is, dash to dock is unsupported. And as you can see right here, it only goes up to 41. No, 41. And the thing is, this dash to dock takes forever to update. That's why we gotta rely on forks. And this one works. That's why we install it. And look what we got back. Yeah. And it's literally just as good. Now what we need to look for is Unite. Which in of itself is supposed to bring back some elements of Unity. As you can see. Basically brought back our little global bar and stuff. So, yep. Blur my shell. Get this on here, please. But we're going to have to deal with this over here because you can see, I don't know why they have not sorted out yet, but there are graphical glitches with dash dock compatibility. But yeah, other than that, this is a really good extension. And something that I think the developers of GNOME just need to integrate already. What the hell's that? So, yep, and then finally caffeine. Of course, which this is supposed to allow us to disable the screensaver. And this is useful for if you're doing things that is going to take a while and you just going to lay down distance like me. Like I'll lay on my bed while just doing something. I'll have my other monitor just, I'll be able to see it, but then the computer goes to sleep. So this basically tells the computer, hey, stay awake. It basically gives the computer some computer soda. Think about it. So yeah. So what we want to do now is we want to go into basically for one, blur my shell. And golly. And up here yourself, this is optional. If you want this or not, that's up to you. But here's the thing though. If you want to go with normal GNOME, normal Ubuntu, that's not supposed to be blurred. Dash dock blur, you want to turn this off. There's going to be problems by default with it. And so let's get out of there. You want to go into dash dock cosmic, and this is where we're going to make some numerous changes. So, for one, you can move this around if you want. Make it more like Windows if you want to. So, yep. Move this applications button to the beginning. But that's not our goal here. But we're going to move it back up here. And we want the applications button up there for reasons. That also gives the old Unity feel back. Yeah. We want a dynamic opacity. Go with this, so yeah. Go with these. It's actually kind of cool. Nah, we're not gonna do that. So, well, I forgot to toggle one setting for y'all. Send this. Don't worry, you're gonna get those no matter what for a little bit. Let's open this back up. Go here. And now we want to set to that. So now it will minimize and maximize that. So now those are all done. So we've got 2 steps knocked out. Now we want to tweak. Now what we want to install. I don't know what the hell is that, but yeah. Now what we want to install is Quantum and Qt5CT. So we're going to go back into the Ubuntu software and we're going to search for Quantum. Put on password. Then we're going to search for Qt5CT. It should pop up soon. Come on, go and explore. Search up Qt5CT. So yeah, while I play Slowpoke for a sec. Yeah. Hold on. I'll deal with that one. Get out of here. So yeah, now we got that. So we search for Qt5CT, and it pops us up. Now it's going to tell us a little error, and that wants the platform variable set. That means we're going to have to go in here and set up a little variable. We're going to have to pop this open. We're going to type in export. And then Qt QPA platform theme equals Qt5CT. And we're going to copy this. And we'll save it. Yeah. So we got that. Now we want to go into text editor and do the same down here. Profile. Let's save that. And close on that. Yeah, and then what we want to do is go into Quantum and we want to set a theme. now it's Yaru. It's not the same theme as all others, but it's not going to show it right here yet, even if I set to that, because things not set up properly. And yeah. And let's just click upon that one. And I'm going to log out and log back into this one. Now for to pop open Qt5CT. Should load up properly. I load it from terminal. We'll be able to tell if something's wrong. One of these has a problem, but both of these should work. Again, one of these showed up. Both of these showed up. So both of these work. So now all the Qt applications are not going to be on the same theme as Ubuntu applications. So what if we want to further customize? That's something we can do. Now we're on step 12, further customization. So let's go to background. What if I want to change my background? So I'm going to change it to this. I'm also going to change the color to Prussian green. Preußisches Grün, as I think it is in German. And does this actually work for the dock? Well, it works. I didn't actually thought it'd work for that too, but yeah. So I can do a Windows style too. Okay, I can go from the right, go to the left. I'm going to keep it on the left. I'm going to keep the personal folder out here, and we're just going to keep the desktop icon small. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go under users, and we're going to change this to, let's find a picture for this. It's just let's just pick, I don't know, mountain, volcano. So yeah. And what if I want dark mode too? So yeah, I'd have to go into appearance and I have to set it to dark. And of course, I have to set the background back. Oh boy. And yeah. But the Qt application is going to have their own little situation too, so I think we go with Quantum Dark. No, Quantum again. Does that work? Nope. Oh crap. Well, we're going to be able to go in here. Nope. So this is, I think there's a theme for this, but this is going to have to be like this for a little bit. Like just overall, like Qt applications, it's just going to, like if you switch to dark, you're going to have to need a proper theme for this too, but that you can easily find. But yeah. Now we're on getting close to the final part, and on to step 13. This is where we're going to whip out the terminal again. And we're going to basically do something about the current shell we have, because this looks frightening to some people. You don't know if you actually typed in the correct command. You don't know if this means copy or you typed in this. Copy did not mean copy was not found. Missing apparan. Like, some of this is going to look... So, yeah. So, for one, we're going to want to install ZSH. And ZSH itself is not going to fix this, because ZSH is going to have the same situation. But what we're going to throw on top of ZSH is going to make things better. So part of this is going to be getting a nerd font. Specifically the Ubuntu mono nerd font, which we can find just by going down here. Find it right here. Now it's going to download. It's going to take a little bit. It's just on like 8 megabytes. If you got some real fast internet, that's just going to be a second. That's going to be like a millisecond. There's no way on earth that's going to not take a long time. There's no way on earth that's going to take a long time for anyone. So now you got this. Where do you want to extract it? Well, one, I already pressed Control H, so I got the .dot file showed up. But I'm going to go in .local share, and now I want to create a new file called new folder called fonts. And in here, under fonts, I'm going to shove this in there. Now we click show the files. Now under fonts, we got these in there too. And what's the nerd font supposed to do, you may be asking? It adds supports for icons and fonts and stuff. It's basically some good stuff you're going to want. So yeah. Right now it's on monospace again, but yeet. And then let's select the Ubuntu mono nerd font. So yeah, it's like that now. And of course you could control, I think it's, oh golly. Well, yep, we're going to have to go back in this, and yep. So now we got the nerd font out of the way, and we got the nerd font set as default. Now we want to get something known as, now for step 16, we want ZSH for humans. Yeah, we got an animal walking in. So now you want to copy this, paste it in the terminal. Now it's going to basically give you ask you some questions. I'm going to press 2, 1, nope. Y, and Y for like yes. Let's follow what it wants. Set the shell to ZSH. that looks like these all look like how they're supposed to. Press N. Yep. And now this part's purely up to you. I'm going to customize it to how, probably assume how some people are probably going to customize it to. Lean, ASCII, 256, 12-hour format. Should I go with one line or two lines? I'm going to go with one line, sparse, fluent. Actually, no. P10K configure. Yes, yes, yes. No. And then we just pick classic. Oh. I'm making this last longer than it should. Let's pick dark. And then 12-hour format. Three. Sharp. And then let's just pick for the tail. Let's just go with round. Two lines. Dotted. Left. Sparse. Many icons. Heck yeah. Fluent. Yes. Now it's like this. And we're going to have to do something real quick. So we're going to have to go back in files. And we're going to have to go back into this. We're going to have to copy this and paste it somewhere. I have to paste into ZSH or C. So yeah. And now if I were to bring you on to a TTY while logging in, I know it's going to look a little weird, but I'm going to do nothing. I see you got like like you got the ZSH is the default shell in here, so let's exit, go to this, and we're back here. Now, final step. We're going to replace the APT. We're going to install Nala. And what we'll do with the reason why is because with Nala, we're going to, it's going to basically make dealing with the like you look at apt, I do sudo apt, I don't know GIMP. No, sudo apt install GIMP. It's going to do that, and it just looks like a mess. But if I were to use Nala instead, if I were to do stuff from terminal, just open that up from software install. I'm going to close that out. That should be getting close to being done soon, hopefully. But yeah. So it should be done almost any second now, I think. I'll be back when this is done. So now it's installed. So let's close out of that and let's do sudo nala update. Now, as you can already see, the output looks better. Now it does look more stylish. It actually just looks a bit better. So let's do sudo nala install and then neofetch. Just a common thing people like to use, and it actually gives you a better output this time. Looks better, and yep, and or it gives you an output just already looks a lot better than an app, and that's just something a lot of us can agree upon. And yeah. So I'll be back when this is done, which it should not take long at all. I do not know why it's already taking a little bit. But yeah, I'll be back when this is done. So now it's done installing, and as we type it in neofetch right now, it just pops up. So yeah, and of course it pops up in ZSH. So yeah, this has been my little list of things I would do post installation of Ubuntu. Hope you all enjoyed this, and yes, I know there's not going to be an outro for a little bit, and that's because when I was basically doing some things with my computer, while I was backing up files. Some of the files, including the template file, got corrupted, and yeah. Thankfully, the intro file did not get corrupted, but the outro file got corrupted. So I had to recreate things, and outro I'm just not dealing with. Yeah. This has been Bill Shed here. Hope to see you all next time. See ya.